Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. I know you're expecting an Everton-Chelsea preview. And I know you was expecting a Man United-Chelsea preview. And I've kind of just flogged them both now. Because you know how I'm feeling right now. I titled it in the last video with the review. This season for me in the Premier League is petering out. It's evaporating. It's just wandering off into the distance. It's losing value, losing meaning. So these games, you already know where it is. You need to win the game. Go out there, strut your stuff against Everton. I don't really need to go into detail. They're fighting for their lives. I don't want to see no charity FC with Frank Lampard, no lovey-dovey, huggy. No, we need to win the games. But this team right now, they're clearly tired. They're lacking a bit of quality as well. I'm kind of just whatever. I'll review the thing. We'll move on. But I want to focus on, well, first of all, the bad news. Mateo Kovacic is out for the rest of the season, so he's going to miss the FA Cup games. That's more bad news. So my hopes against Liverpool in the FA Cup final just dropped by a good, 20%, but it is what it is. I'm trying not to get emotional and teary on camera for you. Just continue. I want to talk about the ownership and the sporting directors, because we all know that for me, and I'll give this as my affirmed opinion now, the most important signing that City have made under Pep and that Klopp have made, Liverpool have made under Klopp is their sporting directors. Their sporting directors. Tiki coming in before Pep, that was huge. It got signings in the door before he arrived in the summer, if you remember it well. Sterling, I think, was part of that. That first batch of signings. Liverpool, Michael Edwards, massive for Liverpool and Klopp. Helped them with their recruitment. You've seen the proof in the pudding. They've gone from 7th and 8th in the league to competing on all fronts. He's been massive for them. So I personally feel more than any DM or any striker or any winger or any fullback, the best signing we could make is a sporting director. Now, I know the ownership situation is still not completely clarified. Yes, we know Bowie's won the bid, but, Radcliffe is still involved to some degree. The lights just went off for Radcliffe potentially there. But we still got him involved because his bid was so massive that everybody has to pay attention to it. I personally feel like it's potentially a little bit too late for that. There's a lot of procedures that have been in place, safeguards, and he's just coming with his money and just said, yo, I want to buy it. And if only, just picture this, ladies and gentlemen, if only he'd come in like a normal person, not doing this apprentice thing where you just come in the final stage and try and show off your product. No, actually meet the people along the way, meet Lord Sugar, do you know what I'm saying? Go through the advisors, go through each stage like a normal contestant, Radcliffe, then maybe this could have been a better conversation. But I want Bowie and Walter involved. So even if Radcliffe did win, it would just be a rich man that we don't really know his real intention. I mean, yes, he can say what he wants in the media, but we've heard lip service before. We don't get the strategy. We don't get the intelligence from the recruitment. All these things that we have with Bowie and Walter. So if they were combined, my lord, no consortium, no vice, who's potentially not going to spend as much to Swiss 89-year-old or however old that man is, 86 years old. No consortium, no massive group, just Radcliffe with the money, but then the brains with Bowie and Walter as well. And then, on top of that, a sporting director. My goodness, how beautiful would it be? Now, let's go through the sporting directors, because this is a very important thing that Chelsea don't have in place. We have a technical director, maybe in Petr Cech, and we have the board in Marina and Buck, but we don't have that real football man with the intelligence and the experience. That's the key, because Petr Cech is a smart man, but he doesn't have the experience in this role to identify talent, and that's what we need right now, so we can recruit properly. Under whatever ownership it is, we need to recruit properly, spend a lot less in terms of big names and flashy 100 million blockbuster busts, but more actually recruiting just players that actually fit the profile of Tuchel and actually do well. The glitz and glamour and the breaking news on Sky Sports, I'm over it now. It's been fun. We've enjoyed it, but now I just want signings that will actually come in and do well, not the ones that are hype up and then they end up flopping. So I want to start with the guy that's most likely, or the guy that's been linked. Paul Mitchell, he's been linked with Chelsea and Manchester United, obviously former Southampton. Now, Southampton, they had a great team way back when. They had Mane, he was involved in that deal. They used to have Van Dijk, they used to have Alderweireld as well. He was part of that deal before going to Tottenham with Poch, had a great relationship with Poch and then brought Alderweireld with him there, as well as Dele Alli. But Luke Shaw, Nathaniel Klein, Lallana. That's too old. Phil Walcott is Gareth Bale era. That's far back. I'm talking about Lambert, Lallana. I'm talking about Mane. I'm talking about Schneiderlin. I'm talking about Wanyama. I'm talking about Shaw, like you said. Klein, Chambers, Van Dijk, Lovren, Alderweireld. Oh my goodness.
Are you sure you're not a secret Southampton fan?
It's mad!
Where did that come from?
Bro, I know this Southampton team. Do you know why I know this Southampton team? Because everybody robbed them.
What,
Liverpool,
like a Vietnam flashback or something?
Liverpool robbed this team. But that was put together.
They didn't rob the team.
Okay, they paid. They did
paid
pay.
top price
They
for
did.
Good players.
Yeah, but they could have at least taken a couple and left them with some. They left them with nothing. It was just sleazy, really, is what it was. But yeah, he was part of that, and he brought in a lot of those, not all of those, but a lot of those players. And then he went on to Tottenham, like I said, with Poch, built up a great relationship with Poch, and brought in a couple of those names, like I said there. But you know, he's not my favourite option. He's just an option. He's an option. He's apparently two of the three bidders a couple of weeks ago when it was, you know, without Radcliffe. Two of the three bidders did want him in charge. And obviously working relationship is important. If they favour him, if they can work with him, that's also very important. So, you know, but he's not my favourite option.
You sound like a single person that has a roster.
What do you mean?
It's not my favourite option.
It's not my favourite option.
But it's an option.
It's an option.
I'm going to go down the list, see what I fancy. Meet with them 2-3 times,
Yeah.
and then we'll start our negotiation from there. We'll start our contract.
You're going to let me know your favourite option in the comments. I'm not going to go through every sporting director that I like in the world, because some of them are just really not even available at all. But, obviously like Manchester City's. But I'm going to go through my options, the 4 options that I've got, and then you guys give me your option. My favourite option, the one that I've been crying out for years, given up at some points because it just looks like we're never going to get one. But now that we got a change of ownership, it looks like we could be going in for a sporting director. It seems like a big piece to the puzzle. Campos. Started off similar to Emanalo, who will be on my list also, just to give you a bit of a flashback, as opposition analysis under Mourinho at Real Madrid. Then kind of decided to change up role, developed his own software for scouting networks, and then went to Monaco. And this is where it all begins, because that Monaco team that he put together, and turning a profit at the same time, he spotted Martial at Lyon, 5 million. Only 3 sub appearances off the bench, but he was spotting the talent from early. What I like about Campos is that this guy, he really does put the stats with the visuals, with the eye test. He goes to the games, he goes across the continent, and he really does know what he's looking for from young talent in terms of projections. He can foresee the future almost. This man is a predictor. He's a what do you make? You like Campos, isn't it? Everybody loves Campos, a little bit of Campos. He's quality, man. He's quality.
He's alright. He's not my choice.
Not your choice. Okay.
I know who I go with. I go the guy who's
let's get into him, because you're gonna throw me off otherwise. Let me finish on Campos. Fabinho, he spotted Fabinho as well. Took him on loan initially, then signed him up on a permanent. He also obviously, this is when Monaco had money. João Moutinho, you know, Falcao, these players came in. But also fast-tracked Mbappe into the first team as a 16-year-old. I think he's made his debut around 17 years old, Mbappe. Saint-Maximin as well, another player that was signed by Monaco. He's doing very well at Newcastle these days. Another player that was added. So, you know...
What about what happened to you? Bakayoko.
Bakayoko.
Legend.
We're going to talk about him. But that was another one. Bernardo Silva, another one. Very, very talented player from Benfica, very young again, foresaw the future, seen the potential, brought him in. Do you know what I'm saying? That's another one. Thomas Lemar, another one as well. Don't know what he's really on these days at Atletico. It's just kind of, I always find this player kind of weird because
they won the league last year.
I know, but he wasn't a key cog in that, was he?
He was a
Suarez was your, because you wouldn't stop banging on about Suarez. Oh my God, Suarez is top scorer in La Liga. That was you all season. You wouldn't stop.
I've made a case for him to be Ballon d'Or last year or something.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I was wilding.
Yeah, you was wilding, bro.
It was a lot.
Y'all wilding, dog. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is a Monaco team that ended up making it to the semi-finals of the Champions League. They took Ligue 1 back from PSG, and they turned a profit, like I said. And for me, a good sporting director, you know they're good when they leave the club in better hands, way better hands than when they came in. So obviously, you know, they was able to spend with the money that they had, but he still looked for bargains and he still was able to finesse the market, so to speak. But where he really had to find bargain was at Lille, because Lille, when he came in, were like a relegation candidate. They were 1 point off the drop zone, I think, in the first season. Then they end up becoming now title challengers and a team that is in the Champions League on a regular. And again, that's down to recruitment. Oshimin, do you know what I'm saying? Another one. Good players came in at Lille. Remember, they won the title as well. Nicolas Pepe, yeah. I'm trying not to mention the bad ones. I'm trying not to mention the bad names. Bakayoko and Pepe are two howlers.
They were all right for 2 seasons. They won the league and then they're right back down. So let's not.
Yeah, but they're down now that he's gone. Yeah. So clearly he's the glue.
Jonathan Eichel, baller.
Baba.
Sorry,
Bamba.
Bamba.
It's very rare that I'm correcting you. In terms
Sanchez.
of Sanchez, Renato Sanchez as well. Lil.
Still there.
there.
He'll get a move.
Yeah, so he's done a great job. So those two teams that he put together, I feel like, and also he was key in hiring a manager, because another thing that sporting directors do tend to be in charge of is hiring managers. You've seen that with Ragnick, even though he's a consultant at Manchester United, he's got a big say in who the next manager is obviously Ten Hag. And that's key, because too much at Chelsea, we've just bought players for the manager. I've said it many a time, I say it again. We've bought players for the manager, for each individual manager, each individual system, and then when they're sacked, we don't have a consistent, coherent way of playing. We just bounce from one style to the next, and then we end up with loads of different profiles. If you get a good sporting director who has a clear vision, clear set path of how he wants the club to be in terms of a playing style, he hires the manager that suits that. Obviously, the sporting director would have to be in mirror with Tuchel, because we want him to stay, of course. But then you follow suit. So when Tuchel maybe does go in 4, 5, 6 years, then, and that's being optimistic, but listen, there's no more Roman. Maybe doesn't press the trigger as early, these new guys. Then we bring in another manager that's similar to Tuchel in terms of style, and then the players still relate to the new manager, and we don't have to rip up the whole structure again, like we're probably going to have to do this summer. So that's important. Now, the other option is Michael Edwards. Now, that's not even an option, okay? Because I've been speaking to some Liverpool fans, and not only is he obviously leaving in 2020, and I see a lot of Chelsea fans talking about this guy, so that's why I'm bringing him up. Done a great job at Liverpool. Great job. Brings in Mane, brings in Firmino, brings in Salah. Sells, players like Sacco, Joe Allen. Makes pretty good money on Solanke, on Brewster. Lovren. Makes good money on these guys. He got good money for these guys. But he brings in Alisson, he brings in Van Dijk, he brings in Keita, he brings in, all of these guys. Robertson from Hull City. Big boy purchases. And he is leaving, but the guy that he's handed over to has brought in Diaz and Konate. So their recruitment seems to still be killing it. But again, brought Liverpool from the depths of hell in 8th and 7th place. Paul Konchesky era, Stuart Downing era, do you know what I'm saying? Jay Spearing era, that era, Shelvey era. The English consortium, they had just pure Brits in their team. Do you remember that Liverpool team? Lambert, Lallana. Oh my goodness. Joe Cole. Lord of mercy. They really were just trying to be all England. Not the England players in the national team, just like the guys that in the national pool on Football Manager, and you have like 500 options, but you never select them. They're just there. That's the kind of Liverpool team they were building. But then he comes in, under Klopp, brings in all these players like I've mentioned and more, and then they slowly build, and suddenly now they are where they are. Man City's
it's a secondary team.
whipping boy.
That's good. I mean, second place is first loser, so that's good for him.
If they get you in the Champions League final and you make it and they beat you and you lose back-to-back Champions League finals to English teams, your tears will be the juiciest.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, ain't happening.
You are a very confident man for someone who's in a very interesting predicament.
But it's half-time and we're winning right now, so...
I would love a goal for Leeds right now if this comes out and you don't beat Leeds. Oh, I will love it. You will get a phone call from me immediately at full time. Just know. So obviously Michael Edwards is a lot of people's favourite because they're seeing what he's doing up close. But like I said, from every Liverpool fan I speak to, and I don't really think he's leaving Liverpool in the summer to then join a rival. I don't think that's why. He loves that club. He's built up great relationships at the club. He used to be at Portsmouth and at Tottenham with Harry Redknapp. And then he was slowly promoted again. Most of these guys start off as opposition analysis and work their way to sporting director. But I think apparently he could be going to America. So get that out of your head. I've mentioned him. He's a great guy. I wish we could take him, but it doesn't seem like as if this is his path. And the final guy I want to mention is obviously Michael Emenalo, because he is available and we do know him. And I don't think we're being linked to him at all, but he did a great job for us. It's just bad timing, if anything. He brought in Mohamed Salah. He saw the generational Belgium crop of players coming through that were meant to win something, but look like they're not going to. But hey, that's not our problem. But Lukaku, De Bruyne, Courtois, he foresaw this. These guys becoming ballers. And unfortunately, when he came in and he was in charge of this stint, and again, he started off as an opposition analysis for Mourinho in 2007, then he built his way up to sporting director. Unfortunately, when he brought in these young, talented players, we had a manager that obviously wasn't really feeling all that, wasn't really here for the long term to develop them in Jose Mourinho, just wanted to get his title, wanted to obviously win right now, didn't have the patience for maybe young talent, and then obviously it didn't work out and a lot of these players left. And now we see De Bruyne playing for Manchester City, scoring against us, doing a madness, and we have to suck it up every single time. Salah, top scorer, top assister, footballer, writer of the year, player, whatever, do you know what I'm saying? Courtois, great goalkeeper in La Liga, and the guy that we have back out of all of those names is Lukaku.
One of these things are not like the others. One of these things is kind of strange.
Thanks, Saj.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, and since and again, I say, you know, he tried to set us up for a potential dynasty with these young players, but he obviously left, and our recruitment has been an absolute shambles ever since. So that's a great mark of the difference in terms of strategy and recruitment there. So he's another option, and I'm not going to lie to you, I wouldn't mind having him back. He was actually quality. You know, he was actually really good. So whether he's still got the magic, who knows? So those are my 4 options. I know there's more. Saj is going to give his personal favourite.
Really quickly, the dude's name escapes me.
Great.
I want to say Titi or Kiki. I know I'm bugging.
Your guy.
Bugging. No. The dude who is the sporting director
Roma?
for Atletico Bilbao.
Oh, okay. But he only recruits from his area.
Yeah, but he's dope at it.
But that one comes with a risk, because when he leaves his area, what does he do then? Because he's just recruiting from his area. They always just buy players from Bilbao, innit?
Sorry. Not Bilbao. Bugging.
You're
not
bugging.
Bilbao. Seville. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm
Mochi.
bugging.
Mochi?
Mochi.
Mochi. Yes. Okay.
Sorry, I'm bugging. Not Seville.
Yeah.
Sorry, Seville.
Mochi.
Not Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah.
He's dope.
Well, they're doing great in Europe. You know, they've won loads of Europa Leagues. Yeah, Mochi. Yeah. Italian, I think. Yeah. So that's another option. Actually, that was one of the really high guys on my list. I just didn't include him because I don't really feel like he's really an option. I mean, unless we lay down the P's, but hey, who knows? But yeah, so those are my options that I've gone with.
There's Mochi.
Foolish boy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know your preferred sporting director. Let me know, really big, juicy, lengthy comment. Let me know the reasons, the signings that they've made. There's loads of great sporting directors out there. It's not just the ones I've mentioned. I've just mentioned the ones I know the best. My favorite option is Campos. We go from there. But listen, like I said, whoever wins this bid is going to need a top sporting director to recruit, and then we can start going through names and numbers.
I feel like I need to give you an obligatory pause. You said long, juicy, and lengthy. Just for the fans, innit? So, alright, wrap it up.
Smash up the icons, and leave your comments down below. I'm frazzled. In a bit, people. Peace. I can't believe I said that. Why would I say that?
I don't know. You did, though.
They're gonna clip me.
Yeah, you did.
They're gonna clip me. Crazy.
Let's go fuckery.
Don't even mention his name. Traumatized.